Hi, I'm Kate Northrup. I'm the author of Money, A Love Story, and as part of the launch of this baby, what I'm doing is inviting some of my really good friends to tell their money love story. And I'm here with my friend Regena Thomashauer, who founded Mama Gena School of Womanly Arts, and she is the queen of pleasure. And I have to say, so many of my things in my life have been made possible because of the work I did with you. So I just want to say thank you to start off with.
Thank you. I am so thrilled to be here and to celebrate you in this launch.
Thank you. I so appreciate that. You know, so the thing is that money is a taboo topic. We don't talk about it enough, I think, in a healthy way in our culture. Mm-hmm. So I wanted
kind of like sex.
Kind of like sex, very similar, same chakra, money, sex, and power. Mm-hmm. And so I want to talk about it in a way that's conscious, in a way that's loving. So that's why we're doing these money love stories. So I want to know, first of all, what did you learn about money growing up? What did you witness from your parents, from any figures of authority?
I had a very conflicted, as most women do, relationship with money because while on one hand I babysat, I did lifeguard, I was a lifeguard, so I could create a little revenue for myself. But ultimately, I knew if push came to shove, Daddy was going to bail me out.
Okay.
And that is not healthy. That is not.
Yeah.
Because, you know, no women of my mother's generation or the generations before, my parents were first generation living in this country. So we did not. I was the first girl who went to college. My mom never went to college. My grandmother never did.
Yeah.
So I was supposed to be the nurse in my brother's medical practice. They were going to be the doctors, and I was going to be the nurse.
You're the least likely person on the planet to be a nurse.
I'm not
I can't
the nurse
imagine.
type.
No.
So, but that was where let's say I was encouraged to go in that direction, and I just slammed the doors on that and hightailed it out of there.
Cool.
But it didn't help my money education, which was still a large black hole.
So, at what point? You know, so I know you went on to become, you went to Holyoke, and then you were an actor, and then you were a waitress, and you kind of had your own journey there. But then at what point, and then you went on to found the School of Womanly Arts when Maggie was born, when her daughter was born, who's now 15, so the school's 15 years old. Yeah. At what point on that journey did it occur to you that you needed to address the black hole of finances?
It was not for too long.
Okay.
Like way too long. It was the moment I came back from my third book tour, and basically I had been living on the miraculous. You know, I would think, I really need to have another book deal because I'm broke. And then
and there would
Mr. Simon and Mr. Schuster came with another book deal. But by the time the third book, I came back from book tour, and there was the IRS knocking on the door saying there was a lien against us. And I realized that I had been working with my now ex-husband, and the part that I had ignored was the finances. And I said, you take care of it.
Sure, you're the man.
Yeah. you do that, and I'll write the books.
Oh, yeah.
I'll run the school. I'll speak to millions of women, and you handle that nasty. And so I came back to this huge crisis.
Wow.
And I realized I have to fix this.
Yeah.
It's time for me to close the book on the marriage, which had been done, and grab the child and run.
Yeah.
And actually create a business called Mama Gena School of Womanly Arts that was thriving, successful, and really grounded and had a strong foundation.
Yeah.
And of course I had no idea how to do that.
Right. So then what did you do?
Panic!
What do you do when you don't know what to do?
You start asking everyone. Thank you.
I know it's windy back here. Yeah.
You start asking everyone you know.
Uh-huh.
You hire the best people you can afford.
Great.
You begin to educate yourself. You don't stop. What would happen is I had this wonderful bookkeeper who would call me and she would say, Regena, we're out of money, teach another class. I'd be like, got it, that makes sense. And then I would write another piece of curriculum and I'd sell. I'm so grateful. I'm very lucky with publicity. So the classes would fill, and there I would go, and I began to, in a very primitive way, learn the foundational skills for running a business.
Yeah.
But it took me years because I was doing it backwards.
You had a business.
Yeah.
And then you learned how to run it after.
Yeah, because I'm great at making money.
Yeah.
I just didn't really know how to keep it.
Yeah.
Or store it.
Yeah.
Or organize it.
Yeah.
So what really helped me was just counting on the advice of advisors.
So you asked for help.
I did. And I had this other unbelievable thing, which was my mama. She mortgaged her apartment to assist me at paying back the tax debt. I have paid that back.
Yeah.
I'm so proud of that.
Yeah.
Like, I paid that thing back and gone on besides.
Yep.
And now the school has come from being financially unstable to a multi-million-dollar business, which is, I did that.
You did do that.
I did that.
Yeah.
And I feel grateful to have had my mom's support, and also the desire to have a great life for my daughter.
Yeah.
Because when you love a child and are responsible for a child, it brings a part of your womanity and leadership forward that perhaps I might not have on my own stepped into.
It's interesting. You are one of a few women who has said that they began to get their financial juices going when they had a kid.
Yeah.
That responsibility thing.
It's so helpful.
Kicks in.
Because, for myself, I could still pretend someone will rescue me.
Right.
But when I have a child to take care of, I'm like, I'm the rescuer.
You're the rescuer.
I'm going to handle this. I can make this happen.
Nice. So you got to rescue yourself.
Exactly.
And be there for Maggie.
Exactly.
Which is really beautiful.
Yeah.
Now, when women are in your class, so she has these amazing classes in New York and then also online virtual pleasure boot camp.
Exactly.
And the women who take the classes are called sister goddesses. I'm a sister goddess, very proud. What do you call it? Something wearing member, whatever. Anyway, so how do you teach? How do you teach to? What you teach is about incorporating fun and pleasure into our lives to get more out of it.
Is it Panty Free Friday today?
It's
no,
Thursday.
It's Thursday. Okay, all right then.
Anyway,
Tomorrow.
That's neither here nor there.
Okay.
How do you incorporate the lessons of fun and pleasure in your own financial daily goings on as a multi-million-dollar business owner?
It's a must.
Yeah.
It's a must. It's a must. Fortunately, I'm really disciplined in the area of pleasure, and I understand that in order to have a really gratified, fulfilled life, it does not matter how much money you make. It matters how much pleasure you take from whatever amount of money you make. So
that's profound.
Even from the very beginning, when I was not making any money, I made sure, like if I was taking my kid to the movie theater, I maybe couldn't afford the popcorn, but I could afford the movie. And so we would make like a big bag of popcorn and, put M&Ms in it. And it's delicious, by the way, lots of salt. It's a family recipe. We bring bottles of water so that like the pleasure was there, but it was at an affordable place. Now I have really different decisions to make. I still stand in pleasure, but for example, I pretty much took the summer off and I bought a horse. And I've been
that's amazing.
Swimming in the ocean every day and riding my horse. And
so organizing your life around pleasure organizing your finances to serve that.
And, I still work like a mad dog, but I love what I do. So it is a great pleasure to do that.
And it feeds you.
It does. But it's what I saw growing up, and I had a bad relationship with money originally because I saw that what people did for money kind of destroyed their souls. And so I thought, I don't want to do that.
Right.
And when I first started my school, I thought, I'm not interested in making money. I'm interested in transformation. I'm interested in empowerment. I want to change the world.
Yeah.
And I didn't have money associated with that.
Right.
It's taken me my lifetime to recognize that there's an urgency, especially for women, to stand powerfully in their voice, stand powerfully in their value, and stand for not only their voice in the world, but being compensated handsomely for their voice in the world. And part of the work that I do is educate women to do that. I've had so many thousands and thousands of women, like yourself really, who've decided I am valuable. My point of view can actually enhance and expand others' point of view. And I'm going to stand in that. I'm not going to work for somebody else. I'm not going to toe some party line that I don't believe in. I'm going to create value with my life and be compensated for that. So I'm so proud of all the thousands of businesses that have been generated by my graduates. The networking is off the chain.
It's ridiculous.
Because we all support each other's businesses, you know, and then also support each other in founding careers that are deeply fulfilling. So I feel like my journey has permeated its way through the students of the School of Womanly Arts. And I'm grateful to have impacted thousands and thousands of women to stand for their value in so many different ways.
So many different ways. I mean, that is mega in here. You know, you're, well, I of course reference you, and like it's just like infused. And so I really just want to say thank you for standing for your value so that you could be that light for all of us to do the same.
Yeah, my pleasure. And you have to know that you're doing this and creating this work and standing for yourself, it impacts women that you will never even know whose lives you've touched. It's almost like you set one woman free and thousands of women experience freedom somewhere in the world. So your voice, the changes that you're making for yourself are going to have even greater reach than you could even dream.
Amazing.
I'm so proud of you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for sharing your story and just for coming out. And is that a problem? I'll just keep going. We'll edit that in a second. Okay, I'll say, okay.
It's a swimming pool.
It's a swimming pool, whatever. Okay, so I'll just say thank you again. Okay, thank you so much for coming and for sharing your story and for all the work that you do in the world. And if you want to find out more about Regena and her school, please go to mamagenas.com. And that's Gena, I'm sorry, Mama Genas?
Yeah, MAMAGENAS.com.
Yeah, mamagenas.com. And if you want to hear more money love stories and grab yourself a copy of this book, go to moneyalovestory.com. And when you get the book, you get access to a 2-hour live online event I'm doing called A Course in Having Enough. And I'm going to co-teach that.
That's good.
It's good. And I've got Barbara Stanny coming on that course, and Marianne Williamson.
No way.
And yes, and Amanda Steinberg, who founded dailyworth.com. And we're going to have so much fun, and you get it for free.